Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. Today we're starting a brand new project. This is another one of those miniature house models, Holo Magic City. I don't know if the Holo is like a brand name or a series name or just part of the regular name of the piece, but Holo Magic City. All right, well, let's bring you on in. We'll take a look at the packaging, see what comes inside. All right, here's the packaging for the Holo Magic City. As you can see, we've got 14 and up, small house, DIY. Under here, DIY Magic, DIY house. I don't know. It just says dollhouse miniature. Okay, well, hopefully we'll be good. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It does have right here this Guangzhou Jiat Arts and Crafts Company, which seems to make all of these. I mean, whatever the brand, it doesn't seem to matter. They all seem to come from there. Let's go ahead and get the cellophane off, if we can find a seam, and go from there. Yeah, that explains why it didn't want to come off. Apparently they glued it a little more securely than they should have. It's all good. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Is there still more? Oh, there is still more. Okay. There it goes. Okay. They really don't want you in this thing, do they? Oh. And a lot of empty space in here too. That seems a little odd. Okay. We got us a package with tons of bits and bobs and decorations. We got these marbles. We got all of that. That looks like a bathtub, to be honest. Some cloth. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. We'll have to check that out later. Look at this, our tools. Ruler, scissors. A blade. Screwdriver, tweezers, man, give you just about everything here, don't they? Okay, specialty stuff, cover, wow, okay. No idea what these are, but obviously they're gonna go on the model at some point. Uh-oh, PDF instructions, crap. I like paper instructions, not PDF instructions. Oh, we got our music box. Well, that's cool. All right, let's see, what do we got here? Just a lot of wood. This is paper? This feels like paper. Okay. Dust cover pieces. Look at this, we're gonna have to actually assemble the dust cover. Okay. Well, that'll be the last thing we do. Let's see here. We got some some stickers. What is this? Oh. Little parts list for our specialty parts here. Okay, we'll keep those together. Parts list for something. I have no idea what though. It says template cutting paper? Cutting template paper? Oh, okay. All kinds of stuff in here. Don't know what that's going to be for. There's our stickers. Holo Magic City. Oh, a parts list. Excellent. Okay, that is not instructions. And we got some, I guess. Not the best. But, you know, like this. You know, you get a list of parts and then finished product. And they're just kind of assuming you know what you're going to do. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeez. My brain is just not functioning. This is really written oddly. But I wonder if we can actually do this based just on the paper. We'll find out. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, this is actual paper. Holy crap, look at this. Okay, these are not stickers, these are actual paper. So this is gonna have to be cut out. So I hope you're good with a blade or scissors, because you're gonna need it. Okay, oh, look at this. We got these, whatever these are. Gonna have to keep those safe. And this material. So I'm guessing this is gonna go with our little cutting template here. Okay, so whatever this is gonna go on, we gotta cut it out too. This is gonna be an involved piece. All right, let me get the wood out and we'll lay it out and see how much we have. Oh, look at the camera. Camera's just kind of moved on me. Okay, y'all, so here is all of the wood and accessories and everything that we get with this package. It doesn't seem like much, but there is a lot here. I'm a little concerned about some of it, like this right here. The wood feels very flimsy, and that's really the case for everything that's got any color to it whatsoever. It really feels flimsy. I hope it doesn't break and cause issues. These are nice and solid, so that's good. And these seem nice and solid as well. Now, as far as the little pieces, I went and I counted them all and I put them into a pillbox. These things are awesome for organization of little bits and pieces. This has got 28 little slots. This is just, for your daily medicines, but in this case I'm using it to separate out our little pieces and get a little organization going. I do seem to have everything except there's some color changes on some of these small little marbles that don't quite match up, but I do have enough pieces, so we should be okay. And then there's the instructions. Now, I did read through these at least some of the way, and I looked at the PDF one online, which is identical to this. And these are horrible instructions. These are absolutely horrible instructions. So I'm basically going to be using the pictures and hoping for the best. Wish me luck. Hopefully I've acquired the skill with the previous book nooks to be able to do this. Let's see. Let's get started with the first piece. Alrighty, y'all. I guess before we really get started, I'm going to apologize in advance. This is going to be a much longer build than I anticipated, but I have a feeling the videos are going to be a little shorter than I would typically do, and that is due to the difficulty here. All of these paper pieces have to be cut out, which of course takes time. It took almost an hour to prep these parts to build one piece of furniture. So just be prepared for a slog if you decide to take this piece on yourself. But hopefully the end result will be worth it. Fingers crossed. Also, I'll be using Eileen's tacky glue for this assembly. So let's dive in. We're going to kick things off with D92, this little piece right here. And we've got a D97, one of these little button things. And it's basically going to glue to the top, just like that. Should look a little something like that when you're done. I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side. Oh, I just moved it. Set this to the side and let the glue dry, and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, right, next up, we're going to take C171 here and C141. And all we're going to do is glue this on top, right in the middle. Should look a little something like that when you're done. I'm gonna have to wait for the glue to dry before I can actually do the next piece of that, and that is actually going to eat up a lot of our time as well, waiting for glue to dry. But while that's drying, we're gonna move on. We've got C142 here. And another piece of paper. This is I-30. And that is just going to glue to the back of this. Oh, by the way, before I forget, use the blade that they give you to cut out the wood pieces. That wood is not sturdy in any shape or form. So definitely use the blade to cut them out. Don't try to punch them out. All right, should look like that when you're done. As with everything else, we gotta wait for it to dry before we can move on. All right, next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take these are C120, and we're going to take two of them and basically just glue them together in a stack. And we got to do that 3 times. So in the end, you'll have 3 little stacks like this. Now let those dry. Okay, now we get to take these. There's 3 of them here. They all have the same number. These are all I-35s, just like this. And effectively what we're going to do is we're going to fold them right along the page lines to make a book here. So I don't know if I'm going to require glue in between each page or just on the last one. I've never done this before with paper, so let me give it a shot and see how well I do. Alright, so you're going to end up with something like this. I haven't put any glue in yet. Let me just hold this. It's not too bad, I guess. So I guess as long as you put some glue on the back of what would be the cover, you should be okay. So let me do that and we'll see what we get. Alright. There you go. That's actually not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all. Okay. Well, with this done, we have to do it twice more. So let me go ahead and take care of that, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are. 3 books. Glue's drying. And, well, next best thing to ready to go. Okay, this next part, I'm not even sure how I'm going to do it. We've got C54. We've got 2 of them. And they've got to stick together like this on an angle, because these are going to end up being book stands. But that means there's like no purchase for the glue. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make this happen with just that corner. All I can think of is cake on the glue and hope it sticks. So let's see what I can do here. And we gotta do it twice. Alright, I got two of them that kind of look like this. Honestly, I think I was more luck than anything else, but all I did was get some glue right down one of the corners, held them together a little bit, let it go. Seems to have worked. Alright, we're gonna bring this thing back out here, and we're gonna add two of the D108s. That would be these little golden pieces here to either side. We're basically making a scale here. Should look a little something like that when you're done. Just gotta let it dry so we can move on. Next up, we're gonna bring this piece back out, and we have C172 here, and that's basically going to glue right in the middle, like that, give or take. So let's get some glue on there and glue this together. Look at that. That looks incredible. Okay, let's let that dry for a bit. Now, we're gonna come after these things. These are I-41s. And basically, we're gonna have to origami fold these things into boxes with lots of glue all over the place. Let me see if I can get the folds in, and I will show you where this goes first. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to showcase this. Got all of the folds in. Basically, we've got to fold our sides at these proper junctions, and you've got these little angled overflaps here. There's smaller ones over here, larger ones here, and the angled overflaps, that's where the glue is going to go. Okay, that's going to go underneath. So when you fold it all together, it should, and glue it, of course, should look something like this, about this size when you're done. So let me get some glue on here and try folding this thing up. All right, there we go. One box ready to rock and roll. And then we got to do that 2 more times. So let me get that done and I will be right back. Okay, y'all, we have 3 paper boxes ready to rock and roll. Glue is still drying a little bit on those, so we'll set those to the side. And we're gonna bring out our book stands. Hopefully they are dry enough now. We're gonna take 2 of the books that we created, and we're basically going to glue them to the stands. So we're gonna do this for both of these. Let me get that done. I'll be right back. Okay, so glue is still drying, but there we go. That's 1. We have 2 waiting in the wings. Very, very nice. Now, we're gonna come back to these little stacks. And this time around, they were kind enough to use the stickers. So we're going to be using our D6 stickers here, and we're going to use them like book covers on these 3 stacks. And there we go. 3 more books, and I gotta tell you, I'm excited because now we can begin the final assembly of this piece of furniture. We're gonna start with C146. We've got 2 of those. We're only gonna use 1 for the moment. All right, we've got C150 here. Should go right in this hole. Oh, I can already tell these are very loose fit, these pegs. So these are definitely gonna need some glue every time we put one of these in. So let's get some glue on here. And we've got C149 here. Just like that. And this is C148. And now we have 2 of these C147s that'll close in the edges. And then we'll take the other C146 and put it on top. All right, so you should have an assembly that looks like that. Let's let this glue dry a bit, and then we will continue on. Okay, here's hoping the glue is dried enough to continue. All right, basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take 2 of the boxes we built. We're gonna glue them stacked in here. So, let me go ahead and, it's kind of hard to do it in this angle. Let me go ahead and glue those in, and I'll show you what the final result is. So it should look a little something like that. Next up, the key. And that will go next to the packages, but not quite lined up with this. So it'll be kind of standing next to them. Let's see what we can do about that. All right, it'll look a little something like that. Is how it's shown in the instructions, and then this is going to come in this side and glue in right in there. So let me go ahead and get that done. Okay, hopefully the glue on this is dry enough that we can move on. It's time to decorate the top of the desk. And basically, what we're gonna be doing here, we're gonna take this little thing, which is I-47, and glue that in right about here-ish. We'll take one of our books on the stand, that'll glue in right about, whoop, right about here-ish. We got our scale, which will come in over on this side. And one of our block books, which will come in right about there. So let me go ahead and get this glued in. Now the other book on a stand, the 2 block books, the paper book, folded paper book, and the paper box are not going to be used just yet, but they are ready for future steps. So let me go ahead and glue this in, and we'll be done with this piece. Alrighty, so that is the placement I've got. We've got to let this dry and we can move on. Now guys, I gotta tell you, that one little piece of furniture took about 2.5 hours to build. If I can't figure out a way to speed this thing up, this is gonna be a very long build and a whole lot of episodes. But, well, it's not gonna get done by itself. So let me get some pieces out. We'll start on the next step. Okay, y'all, here we are with the parts for step 2. It was a lot faster getting all of this out, maybe 15 minutes, so yay! But now we got to introduce a new technique. Basically, we're going to take all these wine bottles here, well, liquor bottles, and we got to paint. What we're going to do is use the brush they gave. We're going to paint just a little bit on the tops to make it look like it's got that gold foil and whatnot along the tops here. Now, I don't have my gear from my miniature painting days. I stopped doing that years ago, so don't know what I've got now, but they did provide us with some paint. Careful opening this thing. This is very, very tight. All right, now you can paint with the paint straight out of the canister like this. If this is anything like back when I was doing miniatures, that is not something you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna wanna take some of this paint. I've got a paper plate that I'm using here. I don't know where my palette is. And we've got some water. And you wanna do about a 50-50 mix to lighten it up, and it'll make it for a nice thin coating when you go and do it. So let's get some paint, and then we'll just dunk the brush in the water, mix it up, and then we will start our painting. Alright, it should be something like this. This is not my best work by any stretch of the imagination, but it has been years and it is certainly good enough for government work. So, we're going to set this to the side and let it dry for a bit. And we'll close up our paint here. Also, make sure that you wash your brush very, very carefully. Jeez, that is a very tight fit. Wash your brush very carefully, very thoroughly. You don't want that paint getting stuck in the bristles. This is not the best brush either, but you know, what do you expect? It's okay. It will get the job done. That's a lot of paint for just those bottle tops though, so I have a feeling there's going to be more paint coming. For now, however, we are ready to rock and roll. We will move on. Next up, just like in the first step, we have a backing and this little frame. We're going to glue the frame to the backing. The frame is C142. The backing is I-30. So let me go ahead and get that glued in place. And it should look a little something like that when it's done. Then we'll just set it aside to let that dry. Now for these. This is 2 C158s and 2 C159s. And it's pretty simple, just making a box out of them. So the 159s go in the edge, just like so. And 158s go on the top and bottom. And yeah, we're gonna have to glue this stuff together, so let me get that done. And there you go. Just like that. And then we're going to set this aside to dry. And now we have these. All of these are I-34. These are going to be assembled exactly like the books we did in the first step. So we got 6 more books to build. I've got no new techniques to show you. So let me just get to it and I will be right back. Alrighty, so here we are. We got 6 more books. The 5 of these we're basically going to set aside for now. We don't need them for this stage, but we are ready to rock for future ones. Yay! And hopefully our wine tops, our painting is done. And it is time to put some labels on. So what we're going to do here is take this row here, D12, and we're going to apply them to our bottles. So they're just stickers. So let me go ahead and get that done. All right, should look a little something like that when you're done. And now we got to cut them from the sprue and make individual bottles. So let me do that. And there you go, 5 little bottles ready to rock and roll. Now this bottle right here, we're gonna pull out. Make sure you sand the bottom of these so you got a nice flat surface for gluing. These are the only 4 we're gonna need for this step. And basically what we're gonna be doing here is gluing them all down onto this. This is like a little tray, and we're gonna make a liquor tray out of it. So let's get that done. And there you go, a little something like that. Nice little liquor tray. Now, we're gonna bring out the last paper box that we had from the last step. And that is going to go in here. If I can find a way to make it fit. Whoa, there we go. Gonna go right in there. So let me play with this a bit and we'll get it done. All right, it looks almost identical to what is in the instructions, and it's such a tight fit, it doesn't even need glue. So that works in our favor as well. All right, with that done, we're gonna take our wine tray and one of the books that we just made, we're gonna glue them on top. And in the end, you're left with something that looks like this. And that is the end of this step. We are ready to move on. Okay, here are the parts we need for the rest zone. I'm gonna stop numbering these stages because they don't number them in the instructions. They actually have names for them. So this is called the rest zone. And first things first, we're gonna prep a little paint here. And now we're going to paint this. This is C161. It is a tiny magnifying glass, and we need to put on some gold. So let's do it. And it should look a little something like that when you're done. I did actually try just painting straight out of the canister here, and that actually came out good. This is good paint. Didn't clump up and stuff like I had expected it would. So we seem to be doing okay here. Gonna set this to the side to dry. And we'll move on to some other stuff while we wait. All right, next up, we have I-33 and C-160, and we're going to do another tray. So let's just glue that paper to the bottom of this frame and go from there. All right, now we'll set this to the side to dry for a little bit. We're going to start building our table. So we've got C-138 and I-21, and we're just going to glue I-21 on top of the tabletop here. Look at that, nice and pretty. Now, we're going to take two C-137s. Basically, they're going to go together like this. There's a little notch in there. It'll just fit together like that. We'll have to glue that, of course, and then it will glue to the bottom of the tabletop. All right. Like that, and then we'll set this to the side and let that dry for a bit too. We've also got these, let's see, D94, these little things like this. We got two of those. And two of our golden feathers, D110. We're going to glue those together like this. So it should look a little something like that when you're done. And of course, we have to wait for it to dry. All right. Now, while that's drying, we're going to pull out the remaining bottle here. We're going to get our tray, which is not fully dry, but should be enough for our purposes, and the wine glass here. We're going to glue all that together. So it should look a little something like that when we're done. Excellent. Let's set that off to dry. I'm going to bring our table back out here and bring out another sticker, this time D19. It's this one right here. It's like a map. All right, and D19 is going to get stuck to the tabletop here. And now we're going to bring out our magnifying glass, and that's going to get stuck on top. Kind of like that. Next up, we've got one of the books that we made, and that'll glue on around here-ish. like that. And we'll finish it off with one of our feather assemblies here. Much like that. And that actually completes our rest zone. So the other feather assembly will go off to our storehouse of parts, as will our second liquor tray here. And now we've got our table. Awesome. Let's see what's next. Okay, y'all. So here are the parts required for what they call the development zone. So let's see what we can do. First things first, we're going to take D57 here. Now this has to be cut into 3 smaller pieces. So let me see what I can do about that. Okay, so these are the 3 pieces I've chosen to go with. This is a larger one, but it's got the, I guess, the stem to it, which I think I can hide in one of these pieces. And then I've got 2 others. So that should be fine. One of these pieces we won't need right now. We'll just need 2 of them for this step. What we're going to do, I'm going to take D99 here, just this tiny little bowl, and we're going to take one of the little pieces that I cannot hold on to this thing. Holy crap. That we just cut out, and that's going to go in here like a plate full of food. And we add D109, which is our little golden fork, and that will go in there like somebody's eating. So let me go ahead and get some glue in here. I'll show you what the final product looks like. Should look a little something like this when you're done. Just gotta let it dry and we can move on. All right, next up, we're gonna take D112 and one of the D113s. We're gonna glue them together just like this. All right, those are not flat edges, so I had to kind of overdo it a little bit on the glue, and it's not quite ready for the next bit, so we'll let that dry for now. Now we're going to come to a point where the color change might be an issue. I don't think it will, but basically, there we go. These little beads right here, these are D68. I'm supposed to have 2 purple and 1 blue, and what they actually gave me was 2 blue and 1 purple. So I've debated on whether or not I want to just use the blues for this and the purple for the other. And I've decided I'm going to go ahead and use the purple here and one of the blues, and we'll go from there. Effectively what we're going to be doing is gluing them to the top of D94 here. Should look similar to this when you're done, and of course we got to set these aside and let them dry. Okay, and with those drying, we're going to take out D72 here, and we're going to glue one of these D108s to the top of it. So let's do that. Okay, something similar to this. We'll let that dry before we add the next piece. We got to do 2 of them. Okay, well, those are drying. Now we're gonna make little thing here. We've got a 30 millimeter segment of the brown wire. This is D53. We're gonna take one of the tiny little golden balls, D104. We're gonna slide it through, just like this. And now we're gonna bend it and twist it into a loop. All right, that came out looking gorgeous. Look at that. And now we're going to take D81 and the remaining piece of D57. We're going to throw those together here, much like this. And then we'll stick this right in top. Kind of like that. And we'll glue it all together to make sure it stays. All right, look at that. And now we'll set this to the side and let it dry. Hopefully this is dry enough now. And what we're gonna do is take D80 here and we're just gonna glue it right into the top. Should look a bit like that when you're done. Let that dry. All right. Then we're gonna take C101 here and D25. Okay, there's a bunch of D25s, so which one are we going for? Looks like we're gonna go for this D25, and that we'll just stick her on top. Just like that. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. All right. I hope this is together enough. These are these little assemblies that we just did, and on top of the gold flower, we're gonna put another one of these D104 gold balls. So let's get those glued in. And it should look a little something like that when you're done. And do it for both. And then let it dry. All right, while all that's drying, we can assemble our crates. And they're fairly simple. You got 131, you've got 2 133s, which will go on the ends. Just like that. And then you use 2 of the 132s to close in the sides, and you got to build 2 of them. And there we go, 2 boxes fully assembled. Now before we can do anything else, we're gonna have to let all the glue dry, and then we'll start our assembly. Okay, keep my fingers crossed that assembly is ready to rock and roll. Okay, so what I want to do here is take I-36. We're gonna glue it inside this piece here. Kind of like that. Then we're gonna take this assembly, and that's gonna glue right inside there as well. So similar to this, You want it to sit flat, obviously, but I gotta wait for the glue to dry for it to stay flat when I put it horizontal. So we'll leave it like that for the moment. Now we're gonna decorate the top a little bit. We're gonna take our bowl with the fork that I can never hold. We got that. And we've got this assembly here, and those will glue on top. Should look similar to this when you're done. Now we gotta let it dry. And for the other one, this time we're gonna use this like a tabletop. So there's not gonna be anything on the sides, which is good. We're gonna kick things off with I-47 here. And that's basically gonna glue on here-ish and just kind of fold over the edge of the table. All right, with that in place, you can start putting stuff on top. We're gonna start with one of our little bottle assemblies. Then we're gonna do one of our candles, or whatever the heck that thing is. And now we've got our potted plant. Just like this. And we'll finish it off with one of the books that we assembled. And that will go right about here-ish. Much like that. And that, with these two pieces, completes the development zone. Alrighty y'all, so here are all the parts that we need for the liquid medicine cabinet. We're gonna start things off with something we've already done. We've got a lot of these little beads here. 2 D70, 2 D71, and 1 D73. Although the D73 in the instructions is purple and this looks more black in the light, but hey, you know what? It'll work. We've got to make more of those. 5 more of those with the little flower bits, D108, and the little gold balls, D104. So let me go ahead and get those done, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I got the first half done with the little flowers on top. I'll do the beads after that glue dries. But for now, we'll start building the furniture portion. I'm gonna start with C154 and 155, and they're basically just gonna go together just like so. Now, the bottom of this is gonna go into C152, just like that. And yeah, we're gonna have to glue it. So let's get that done. Like this. And with that in place, we're gonna take C153, and that will slide over the top down to the middle level. Just like this. And we're gonna finish it off with C151, and that will glue right on top. Just like that. Perfect, perfect. And then we'll set this aside to dry as well. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and check on our little perfume things here, and we'll see if those are ready for the beads. If so, I'll get that done, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so now we've got our 5 bottles there drying, and we've got 8 of these C120 blocks. And what do you know? We've got 8 D5 stickers. These are book covers. So we're going to take a book cover off. We're going to apply it to our block. Just like that. And we're going to do it 7 more times. Alrighty, so we have 8 of our little books now. We've got our stand, and it's time to start decorating it. What we're going to do is we're going to put books in all 4 of the bottom slots. So 1 book per slot, kind of leaned back. Let me see if I can get one done here and show you what I mean. Kind of like that. And 1 book per slot. So let me go ahead and get that done. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully it's dry enough. As you can see, we have 4 books all around. These 4 books are not used just yet, so we'll save those for later. And now we're going to start taking our little bottles here, and we're going to need 4 of them. 2 of them will be saved for another step. So I'm going to take 2 of the duplicates and put them aside. We've got 4 different colored bottles here, 1 per shelf for the second level. So let's go ahead and get those glued in, and I'll be right back. Okay, it should look a little something like this when you're done. Got a little heavy-handed with the glue on some of these, but that's okay. The glue will dry clear, and when it's fully dry, you will never notice. So we are good there. Only 1 step to go, and basically we're going to take this marble here and we're going to glue it right on top. So let me get that done. I'll show you what the end result is. And there you go. 1 more piece, all complete, and we are ready to move on. We'll set this aside to dry while we assemble the next piece. And here are the parts we need for Liquid Medicine Cabinet 2. Well, that, and we'll need the last 2 of the bottles that we have already assembled. So we're going to kick things off by assembling some crystal balls. We have 3 of those little D105s. And basically all we're going to do is we've got three balls here, 2 D64, those are the white ones, and 1 D65, which is this dark blue / black marble ball bead, whatever, here. And we're going to glue them right on top, much like that. So we're going to do that for all 3. All right, there we go. All 3 are complete. And we'll set them aside to dry for a bit while we assemble the cabinet. Alright, the cabinet is a fairly easy assembly. We have 2 of these 165s, C165s. And we'll do a little bit of glue. And we'll put this right in here into this slot on the bottom of C164. Just like that. And then that hole will get the other C165. Just like that. And then we will close off the other side with the other 164. Much like this. And to finish it off, we've got these two tabs on the back, and those will go into those two slots on this piece, 163. And there you go. All right. Not much we can do until this glue dries, so let's give it a minute and I'll be right back. Alrighty, everything should be dry now. We're gonna take one of our little white crystal balls here and we're gonna set that to the side for later. And we've got our two liquid medicine bottles and two crystal balls that will go on here. The medicine bottles will go on top, the crystal balls on the bottom. It's fairly straightforward at this point, so let's go ahead and get that in. And there you have it. Obviously the glue still needs to dry, but that is what it'll look like. And I'm afraid that after a little outro here, that'll have to be it for the day. Alrighty, so this is what we have after approximately 10 hours worth of work. For those of you just jumping in, that is a toothpick to give you an idea of scale. So yeah, this stuff is small, but just look at the detail that we have here. This is promising to be utterly and absolutely amazing. Definitely gorgeous work. Just takes forever to get together and the scale doesn't help. But I cannot wait to see what we get next. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.